trailer loaded for our saw bench. Welcome back to another episode of this renovation extension. We have our Tommy Tucker saw bench with us today because it's frame day. So because of the termite barrier, I'm just here marking an offset line for our external walls because I don't want to mark it on something that could possibly move. Now that the chalk line's all topped up, we can go ahead and flick this line and continue on with marking out and flicking the rest. So I'm just removing the flashings and the fascia boards here so I can get a good look at the rafters, and that'll help me get a height for the top plate of my outside walls. And now that we're ready to frame, I've got all my measurements I need for the top and bottom plates of every wall. It's time to get cutting and nailing it all together. As outside walls are generally always load-bearing walls, I like to keep my stud spacings at 450, no more. Alrighty, so yesterday I ran out of battery, but I got a couple walls up and had to shoot off, do a quote. Then I had a friend coming down from Bundaberg to see us, so well, I was a bit busy, short for time, but today I'm hopefully going to finish the framing and look at starting the tie down process. But anyways, I got my Subway as per usual, trusty lunch. I'm heading to site now and see you guys when I get there. So as I was saying, managed to get 2 frames up. Got this one up with the window in it. Put the lintel in. I just need to shave a bit off that one because I actually had an allowance for a different size lintel when I did the frame. But yeah, got that one up as well. Just need to nail off all these stud ties so when I bolt it down, studs are tied down, and then obviously we put mirroring ones up once the top plate goes on. Tie it all together. But yeah, keep cracking, eh? Alright. Righto. If you want to learn how to stretch this, you tip the, I don't know if you can really see it actually, but you tip the nail on an angle. Say for example, point it up to the sky a bit, and when it pulls it in, it'll pull the strap up at the same time. There you go, that's one stud tied to the bottom plate. So with those flashings off and the 2 walls stood, you should now be able to see once I put that ribbon plate on top of the walls, it should line up perfectly with the existing roof rafters. Now let's get on with planing down that lintel.
What I'm doing here is I'm checking which way the bow is on the stud. I see a slight bow that way, so we face that down. Helps keep the walls straight instead of you see that one's really bad. Instead of having them all face different ways, I'll put that one on the end actually because I can straighten that this in the junction of the walls. But yeah, if you have them all facing different ways, then one stud's going in, the other stud's going out, and then it's hard to straighten the wall. So we have them all face the same way, and then once the wall's stood, we run a level along them, check all the studs line up, and then we sand them, not sand them, we plane them if they have to be planed. Alright, we're getting nailing it off.
So I'm just installing the noggins into the wall at about half height, and this is going to prevent any of the studs from bowing side to side when it's under load. So I'm just tying these wall junctions together whilst making sure it's all plumb at the same time, and then we're going to go ahead with the ramset gun and shoot all the bottom plates down. So this probably answers that question you asked yourself about that stud being left so high. This is so I can install that ridge beam to support our future rafters. We're finally breaking through to the inside of this house, and this is so we can install the internal walls for the bathroom. The internal walls also have lintels in them, as they're going to be supporting the ceiling joists, which we're going to install in the next video. Thanks for all your love and support. We appreciate all your likes, and comment below if you want to see more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.